Hey team, welcome to today's masterclass. We are talking about eating enough food. The vast majority of people who want to lose body fat just think they need to eat less food. It's not necessarily the case, okay? And what it will do, if you don't eat enough food, it will slow down your metabolism, which is not a good thing because it means you will burn less calories when you are doing nothing. If we have a faster metabolism, you will burn more body fat just doing bugger all, and your body composition will improve massively. So I know you might be sat there thinking, what the hell are you talking about, mate? I just need to eat less food or whatever. Not necessarily the case. Yes, we need to eat probably in a slight deficit, but we need to eat better quality food so you're not overeating at different times of the week, okay? Which can happen subconsciously. So what I'm going to touch upon here is that the cycle that's generally sabotaging most people is that they drastically undereating during the week, then they overeat at the weekend, and they're not even conscious of this. This can happen without you even realizing, and it's quite a common thing, you know. So your body basically then doesn't trust what the hell you're doing. Your metabolism slows down massively in the week to preserve any energy, and then the weekend you're giving it loads, and then it just holds on to it because it's naturally going to hold on to body fat as its kind of last resort. You know, it doesn't want to lose that. So that's kind of what's happening, okay? And this is a problem a lot of people face, right? So what happens when you undereat? Well, your body is incredibly sophisticated. Your body is a massively, incredibly powerful thing and an amazing thing, guys. Honestly, we need to appreciate our bodies more. And when it senses an energy shortage, it doesn't just sit there passively and think, oh, whatever, I'm running low on energy. It responds with some protective mechanisms designed to keep you alive as a human being, okay? Now, this is generally for when we were cavemen, kind of that kind of stuff, but it's still prominent in something that our bodies do nowadays, even though we don't need it as much, okay? So first up, you will have a metabolic slowdown, all right? Your body reduces its baseline energy expenditure to conserve fuel. Really, really kind of cool thing the body does to keep you alive if you need it. You'll have increased hunger, so your hormones will shift to drive you towards eating more food because your body's like, I'm not getting enough of it, okay? Then you'll have reduced performance, so your training quality drops as your body prioritizes survival over energy output for doing things, for training and exercise. And then you'll have lower energy as a result, so your mood, your daily energy will plummet. And it makes consistency nearly impossible because you're constantly tired, lethargic, and your brain's not really working properly in that respect. So that's what you call survival mode, not fat loss mode, okay? Your body's doing exactly what evolution designed it to do, which is cool, but it's not great if we want to lose body fat. So why does eating enough food matter? Well, when you fuel your body correctly and properly and consistently, everything will start to change. Your body will shift from a defensive mode into a state where it feels safe to release that stored energy, aka body fat. You'll release it and then you'll burn it off. So what happens here is that your metabolism will increase when you eat more, when you fuel your body correctly, okay? Your body ramps up its energy expenditure because it trusts that fuel is readily available. Your energy goes up because you feel genuinely energized throughout the day, not just surviving on caffeine, and your body is utilizing the good food that you're giving it. We're not giving it crap, we're giving it good food. Your hunger will start to stabilize because your cravings will diminish when you develop normal kind of manageable appetite signals through eating more regularly. Your workouts will improve because you've got more energy to train properly. That will lead to building more body muscle tissue, better body composition. You'll look fantastic, feel fantastic, and then fat loss happens so your body feels safe to release the stored energy, the stored body fat, because scarcity of the body and not having enough food isn't a threat anymore. So it releases the body fat. It's like, it doesn't matter, we don't need it, we've got other sources of fuel. So you stop fighting your body and you start working with your body, and this is fundamental for lifelong changes with your body composition. And we all want to look fantastic, don't we? So the metabolism myth here, eating less is not the answer, eating smart is the answer. So fat loss happens through consistency, not starvation, okay? Your metabolism isn't a static number that you're stuck with forever. It's a dynamic system that responds to how you treat it. You can actually nurse it and you can train it and you can manipulate it, to be quite honest. So your metabolism thrives on predictable, adequate fuel. It really likes that. It likes to be safe and predictable. Now, when you provide that fuel reliably, your body rewards you with increased energy output, so you'll be able to do more stuff. You'll have more energy in terms of general life. You'll have better hormone function, and you'll have more sustainable fat loss as a result. Now, the equation isn't simply eat less, move more, as people generally thought it was with losing body fat. It's eat enough to support metabolism that naturally burns more. Now, if you're massively overweight, yes, you need to eat less than you're currently eating, of course, to get to a certain point. But if we're training as well, then that doesn't have to be too low. If you're exercising as well, that calorie intake doesn't have to be too low. And then what you will do then is you'll keep your metabolism fired up. Okay. Now, signs that you're not eating enough. If you are struggling with any of these things, it is a clear sign that you're not eating enough food. and your body sends clear signals if that's the case. Okay, so low energy throughout the day. If you're persistently fatigued, I know some people get lack of sleep, and that can play a part in that as well. But if it's something coffee can't fix, especially in the afternoon, it might be you're not eating enough good quality food, okay? I'm not saying go and have 5 Mars bars here. I'm saying good quality food. You binge eat at night. If you're binge eating at night, you're definitely not eating enough food throughout the course of the day. It's not a psychological thing for you. It's the fact that you've starved yourself all day and then you're starving hungry at night, okay? Weekend overeating, if you've got really good control in the week, but you're like pushing yourself really hard, then the weekend comes and you're like, you have a takeaway and then you're like, oh, I might as well have the Ben and Jerry's, or I might as well have a couple of pints or a couple of glasses of wine, then that's the weekend overeating kicking in because you're not eating enough in the week. If your training performance is going down or you're struggling with it and you're feeling low in energy, it's because you're not got enough fuel in your system. If you're feeling cold all the time, if you're constantly cold, your hands and your feet, even if it's normal temperature, then that's another signal as well. And if your sleep quality is poor, it could be a hormonal thing because you're not eating enough food, okay? And if you're waking up a lot in the night, it could be that as well. So just bear that in mind, and then also slowing progress. So if your results are grinding to a halt a little bit, despite being good all the time, in air quotes, could be something to do with your diet, okay? So have a little think about that. Any questions about that, fire it my way, okay? I'm happy to help with that and give you some advice, and it might be the case we have to up your calories slightly, okay? Now we have the magic zone, not excess, but enough. All right, so sustainable fat loss happens in the sweet spot, eating enough food to fuel your body's needs without creating an excess. This is the bit that people worry about. So this isn't about being perfect, it's about consistency and meeting your body's requirements. So what we have to look at is these. We're going to break it down into 5 sections here. Protein for repair, first and foremost. Essential for muscle maintenance, recovery, and feeling satisfied after your meals. Then we have carbs for a bit of performance. So you don't have to eradicate carbs. I generally say lower carbs because we eat too many of them in society. You just want to have a more well-balanced approach to carbohydrates to fuel your training, support your brain function, because your brain needs glucose, which comes from carbohydrates, and it maintains your energy levels fairly consistently throughout the day. We need fats as well. All the low-fat diets from the 80s and 90s, absolute codswallop nowadays. We need fats for hormones, okay? So whether that's avocado, nuts, seeds, oils, dairy, something like that, we do need some form of fat. Helps with hormone production, nutrient absorption, and feeling satiated. It helps you feel fuller. And then we have veg for micronutrients, so this gives you vitamins, minerals, fiber, and volume to support overall health and keep you feeling fuller for longer as well. And then calories for trust. So we need adequate energy signals, safety to your metabolism, so allowing it to function optimally. If I just repeat that again, sorry. Adequate energy signals safety to your metabolism, allowing it to function optimally. All right, so this is where sustainable fat loss happens. Not through deprivation, but through proper nourishment, being active, being energetic, and it all working together to create a much more athletic, healthy physique. So why more food can mean more fat loss? Well, the energy output multiplier, first and foremost here. When you fuel consistently and adequately, your entire system upgrades itself. This creates a powerful cascade of positive effects, all right? So the more you move throughout the day, even without thinking about it, will help you burn more calories, burn more body fat. You train harder and recover between sessions so you can train more frequently. Your digestion functions optimally, so you extracting nutrients efficiently, so you're digesting food a lot easier. You sleep much deeper, much more efficiently, allowing proper hormonal regulation, feeling more energetic the next day. Your hormones start to stabilize, and that supports fat loss and muscle maintenance, okay? Your cravings will drop naturally as your body's signals normalize and you're not starving hungry every single evening or weekend, and your metabolism ramps up as a response to consistent fuel availability. So your output increases because your input improved. This is the fundamental principle that undereating violates massively. So if you can increase the quality of the food that you eat and you put into your body, your output in general life and working out and all that jazz will improve, and then your body composition, your health, and everything around it, your mental stability as well, will all improve as well. So understanding the calorie question here, right? Yes, calories matter, of course they do, but severity backfires and moderation wins. So with calories, every energy balance is real, okay? To lose body fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit over time. This is basic thermodynamics, the laws of thermodynamics. However, severity will backfire. So severe calorie restriction triggers all of those protective mechanisms we have just discussed. So your body fights back, making fat loss progressively harder because your body's holding on to body fat as its mechanism. And then moderation always wins, okay? A moderate deficit, so just a small, pushes you a little bit deficit, beats a crash diet every single time. So do not drop your calories too low. If you're eating 700, 800 calories a day, it's not enough. We need to be eating more food. And please believe me on this, okay? Don't listen to Doris on TikTok about this. Please listen to me and believe me on this. This is a sustainable way. It preserves your metabolism, it builds muscle tissue, and you'll look and feel fantastic as a result. And that is important though. Now, small repeatable actions beat extreme inconsistent efforts constantly. It always is the case. This isn't just me trying to be motivational. It's what evidence consistently shows, all right? Sustainability trumps intensity when it comes to losing body fat for life. So your plan of action to start eating enough food right now, and I want you to do this. If you think you're not eating enough, contact me, message me, and we'll discuss it. But this is a little plan of action you can start thinking about. Eat protein at every single meal. Aim for 25 to 40 grams to support muscle recovery and satiety, okay? Add carbs around training. So fuel your workouts properly. It could be having half a bagel before you go to the gym. Something like that, a banana before you go to the gym. Some things to give you a bit of energy before you go. Stop skipping breakfast. Now, this one is, I don't really mind this one too much. Some people, it's down to personal preference. But if you get a more consistent meal time in, it will help with the metabolism because you digesting food. Your body's not really holding on to body fat and thinking it's being starved. Now, again, this is down to personal preference. It's not the biggest one. So if you don't like breakfast or you haven't got time for it, you can skip it. You'll make up for it later in the day. It does make eating more food easier though. That's why I put stop skipping breakfast, because obviously you're having more meals throughout the course of the day. Embrace the 80-20. As always, focus on nutritious choices 80% of the time, flexibility 20% of the time, which is a given. Include balanced snacks in there, so strategic snacking prevents energy crashes. Have chocolate bar in there, have a biscuit in there, have a packet of crisps in there on different days, but fit it in and around like your fruit snacks, your nuts, your protein bars, whatever it is. And then stop relying on willpower as well, okay? Structure your environment and habits to make success easier. So just set yourself up for success. Meal prep, making sure you've got your snacks in place, making sure you're not buying too much crap from the supermarket, having it in the house. If you're doing that for the kids, they've got a separate cupboard or drawer that they have their food in. Little things like that. Set yourself up for success, okay? The real goal here is not just fat loss, not just weight change. The goal is a body that feels energized, resilient, and metabolically efficient, all right? So we want to fire up that metabolism, because basically when you do that, you don't constantly have to worry about exercising all the time, working out all the time, eating well all the time, because your metabolism takes a lot of that kind of brunt. You know, you can have a week off and you won't get fat. You won't feel like you're getting fat. Yeah, that's the kind of thing we're trying to get at here, because your metabolism's fired up and it can combat that, okay? If you fuel your body properly, it will give you the results you want. So please, please, please listen to this. Do not starve yourself thinking it's going to work. It's going to set you up for failure. You might drop water weight in the first 4 or 5 days and think, oh, this is amazing. It's not sustainable, and you will slow your metabolism down. And when you start eating food again, that weight will creep back on. All right. Hopefully this has made sense. Any questions, give me a shout, please, and I'll speak to you very soon.